Was good, Patreon? So it's another sideways day. Much hasn't changed since, I made a video the other day in the market. Still a lot of sideways action, right? And this is the part of the market where it gets boring, no excitement, nothing like that. Okay. So once again, guys, keep your head up. You know, we I'm gonna give two scenarios, all right? The bullish scenario is Bitcoin breaks to the upside, and then we could go past 50, 55, and then go up to 60, 70K, right? The bearish scenario is more sideways action, and then a drop to 40K, and then once we go below 40K, then there should be a red flag that we might be looking at bullish times, right? However, I think this is just a lull period, as we saw all 2021 a lot. It looks like the market is waiting for some sort of news or catalyst to either go up or down, right? A lot of coins right now are down. I know that there's some, you know, altcoins that are still doing well. But for the most part, the market is just doing the sideways action that we've seen, going up from 46 to 47, or from 47 to 45, right? And I think it went even down to 44 yesterday at one point, but then it bounced back up quickly. Empire token, somebody asked me about Empire. Because the market isn't doing too hot, a lot of coins right now are stagnant. This is a good price to buy Empire, right? I've been buying Empire, dollar cost averaging on it. I'm actually waiting for Empire to go below 2 cents, maybe 1.9 cent. I'm still very bullish on these coins. I just think right now we're in this lull period, right? If you look at the sentiment right now, and I'll get to the main topic here, if Shiba Inu can hit a dollar, right? So the crypto bull market to reach unsustainable levels of hype in 2020, predicts Coin Bureau. For those who are not familiar, Coin Bureau has the biggest crypto YouTube channel on YouTube. I highly recommend that you watch him. He's very thorough, does his research. I watch him. I'm not afraid to admit it because he makes great content, right? Now, in his latest video, he's talking about a catalyst. And this is something that I've talked about as well when the market is in a lull or whatnot, where it just seems like we're trading sideways, right? So the first condition, he says, is a catalyst of some kind that would create insane amounts of hype and drive crypto prices to unsustainable highs, such as approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF, exchange traded fund. I say this because the BTC top in the previous bull market happened on the same day that Bitcoin futures began trading on the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange, in 2017. The likelihood that this will happen again with a spot Bitcoin ETF is quite high, and my evidence for this record amounts of inflow we saw with the first Bitcoin ETF when it was listed in the United States in October of 2021, which is correct. Not surprisingly, inflows and trading values have dropped off significantly since then. The Coin Bureau host is also concerned about how regulation might affect the futures of cryptocurrency in over half a dozen ways. The fourth and final condition needs to be met for the bull market to end is a crypto specific factor that crashes the crypto market. There's really no shortage of black swans here. Agreed. A crackdown on Tether, a crackdown on stablecoins in general, which is coming sometime this year for sure. A crackdown on crypto developers because of the poorly worded provisions in the recently passed infrastructure bill. A crackdown on crypto miners and validators for the same reason. A crackdown on crypto wallets in the name of anti-money laundering. A crackdown on DeFi for the same reason. A crackdown on crypto mining because of environmental concerns and energy shortages. Looking at the metaverse, Guy follows up on a previous discussion about nascent crypto sector. He thinks that the recent corporate interest in the space is a sign of increasing expansion and momentum. Forgive me, guys, for reading here, mispronouncing some words. I'm still waking up. The metaverse narrative will continue along with the growth of NFTs, blockchain gaming, and other crypto niches. that fall under the same umbrella. They also drive the adoption of cryptocurrency at the institutional level. We've already seen dozen big brand companies get into NFTs, the largest being Adidas, whose NFT collection managed to briefly become the biggest by trading volume. Okay, so he's basically saying that the market is gonna reach heights that we've never seen before, but we need catalysts. And I've said this before. I've said this on my New Year's video that if once there's some clear regulation, that the market will do well. It may do bad in the short term, but in the long term, it's going to do well, right? Because if there's regulation, it's for the institutions because they want to cover their ass, right? Because they're pumping in millions of dollars and even billions, right? So it makes sense. And I really believe that if they make the regulation fair and sound, as I talked about too in the 21 crypto predictions that I came up with last week, right? I think that will help the market overall. Okay, large banks are beginning to launch crypto trading services in response to digital asset boom. Okay, so this is talking about Commonwealth Bank. They're the biggest bank in Australia, and it says it'll be the first nation to allow customers to buy, sell, and hold crypto assets. Once again, guys, this is more proof of adoption happening here. There's also a report that Germany's testing a network that would allow 50 million customers to buy and sell Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other crypto assets. Guys, this is coming, okay? Crypto's already mainstream. But right now what's happening is they're trying to get the technology caught up for everyday people and people that may not be savvy enough to do it because it's coming. It's already here. But they're trying to get people on board. And so the banks are already in the space, and more banks are coming into the space. It's inevitable. Adoption is inevitable, as you guys always hear me say, right? Okay, let's take a look at this article by the Motley Fool. Can Shiba Inu reach $1? Now, I made a review back in September if Shiba Inu can hit a penny. Now, let's read this, and then I'll give my opinion on their reasoning as to why, and I'll be quite frank with you guys, whether I agree or not, okay? Let's continue. The Shiba Inu cryptocurrency stands as the most explosive and unlikely investment winner of 2021. I agree. The token's price soared more than over 44 million% during the past year, and some of the investors are betting that its run is just getting started. I totally agree. If you've been tracking the SHIB token closely and scanning the internet for news and analysis related to the meme cryptocurrency, you might have seen debate and speculation about whether its price can hit the $1 mark. That's a very long way from its recent price of about 0.000034 per token, which means that reaching $1 would require additional growth of over nearly 3 million%. Could this really happen? Let's get real. If Shiba Inu manages to rise to $1, that implies that a $1,000 investment in SHIB at current prices would make you a millionaire nearly 30 times over. So again, the question is whether there's any realistic chance of this occurring. While anything technically may be possible, the answer is an emphatic no. SHIB, one of the two meme coins that uses Shiba Inu dog in their logos, will never come close to $1. Never say never, guys. Do I think Shiba Inu will go to $1? This year, no. Let me be emphatically clear. I don't think so, right? But I do believe that we will see Shiba Inu go to a penny, and I'll explain more momentarily, but never say never, right? Because last year at this time, Dogecoin was at like 0.005. It was like at half a cent, and people never thought Dogecoin would hit a cent, much less 73 cents, okay? And if you think about it, Dogecoin actually has worse tokenomics than Shiba Inu. And I'll explain more in a moment, but I've already explained that in the past. SHIB has admittedly proven doubters wrong again and again. I agree. But the nature of scale means that the odds are exceedingly slim that it can ever reach $1 price point at the current coin count. As its current price, Shiba Inu has a market capitalization of roughly $19 billion. For comparison, Bitcoin is the largest cryptocurrency by far, and it has a market capitalization of $900 billion. With a total supply of nearly 590 trillion SHIB coins, hitting the $1 price would result in market capitalization of short of $593 trillion. Okay, so they show you the math. The math is very accurate, of course. Reaching $1 per token would mean SHIB market capitalization would be roughly 650 times the market cap of Bitcoin. For another point of comparison, at $1, SHIB's market cap would be more than 6 times the total projected global gross domestic product in 2021. Outside of the extremely unlikely scenario, which the US dollar and other fiat currencies lose most of their value, and investors flock to SHIB as an alternative, it's simply implausible that the token will reach $1. Investors regard any statements to the contrary with suspicion and not taking those sources into consideration when making their investment decisions. However, just because it looks virtually impossible for SHIB to reach $1 doesn't necessarily mean the price won't climb significantly higher than current levels. I agree. What could send SHIB higher? Although Ethereum networks such as Ethereum and Solana have cryptocurrencies that are used to transact on their respective blockchains, and the underlying services provide some level of fundamental value for the tokens, the dynamic for SHIB is less complicated. SHIB can be used as a currency or speculative investment vehicle. That means that simple adoption and price speculation are the main price drivers for the token. Agreed. If Robinhood Markets and other leading trading platforms make Shiba Inu available to buy and sell, that could help spur adoption for the token and drive up its price. The token is also attracting some interest as a cryptocurrency used as a payment method for buying and selling in metaverse virtual world applications. On the speculation side of things, another bullish phase for the broader cryptocurrency market would likely benefit SHIB's valuation. And if a huge number of tokens were burned, thereby reducing the total coin count, that could also help drive SHIB's price higher. Okay, so then it talks about Shiba is incredibly risky as a gamble of investment and has managed to defy expectations. Potential catalysts could help spur price gains. So this article is very realistic about SHIB hitting $1, right? And let me just be clear, guys. You know I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. Can Shiba Inu reach $1? Yes, it can. However, not in 2022. I think that for SHIB to reach $1, you're looking at potentially maybe 5 to 7 years. However, I believe that Shiba has such a aggressive burn strategy that is going to be coming into place, right? And I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, Solo, it hasn't happened yet." Blah blah blah. Right now, Shiba has been in a heavy consolidation phase, and if you look at Shiba, right, it's just been going down, and looks like it broke support level at the 34 marker. It broke that support level. However, I think that Shiba Inu can hit a penny, and I've already explained in my previous video, if you go watch it back in September, as to how it will do it. But to recap, I think that for Shiba to hit a penny, they will have to have a massive burn strategy in place. And we're talking about where, billions and trillions are being burned on a weekly basis, right? Another thing is, I think with the Shiba DAO, Sharibium, NFTs, all of that, where they have the burning mechanism engaged, that'll help Shiba, okay? What people have to understand is, when you look at certain coins that come out the gate and do very, very well, like Clifford Inu, when it first came out, it did very well, right? Granted, Cliff has been going down, but it's still overall up from when it started. It's because now a lot of these meme coins have this auto-deflationary mechanism enabled in their contracts, right? Which will help burn tokens. That's why if you look at where Clifford Inu was at, it's at a higher price point than Shiba, but also it's got, less of a supply, right? So the tokenomics will help it, okay? What I think that Shiba Inu is realizing is that, hey, there's newer coins coming out like Clifford Inu, like Evergrow token, that have this auto-deflationary mechanism in place, right? That also have a large volume of tokens, but their price point is able to move faster. Why is that? Because of that. Now, I'm not saying that Shiba's going to have a auto-deflationary mechanism in place. That would require a new contract, which would be a hassle to do, or and even if they did like a redemption where they would take some of the quantity of tokens out, that may cause a hassle as well. I mean, they could do that too, but there's different ways that Shiba can do this, right? So I personally think a penny is realistic in 2022. And I say that because, as I said before, from what I'm hearing from my sources that have been very reliable, Del Crypto is one of them. You guys already know. I've mentioned him, and he's never been wrong. He's a guy on Twitter. Shiba has a plan in place that will spur it and propel it to go to a penny. And this may sound crazy. This may sound insane, but it wouldn't shock me if Shiba hits a penny in about 4 months. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, Solo, you're bugging. The market right now is going sideways. It may potentially crash. But you guys know in the crypto market, like I do, Shiba Inu can move in a hurry. You know, Shiba can bust a zero in a week. We've seen that before. We saw that in October. So it's always amuses me when people get lulled to sleep with the sideways market, or when we go through these corrections, right? And then people kind of forget what it's like when it moves up. And then once it starts moving up, then that excitement comes back. And then people start to remember, because then they see how the coin just covers a lot of ground. And if you look at Shiba, it's been in a consolidation phase ever since, the end of October when it crashed, right? So personally, I think that Shiba will hit a penny, and it'll do so because of massive burns. But the main thing is, what will be the catalyst, right? What will be the catalyst? Will it be a Robinhood listing? Will it be some sort of a new burn strategy where they're burning billions and trillions on a daily or weekly basis? What will be the catalyst? Right now, the whole market looks like it needs a catalyst, period, right? So once again, guys, these are my opinion. And I'm being realistic. Right now, the market is not looking too bad. I mean, it's not looking too good, right? We want everything to start going up. We want everything to start moving, right? But this is the time, guys, where it's important to do your research. Start looking at coins that, you haven't looked at before, or strengthen your positions in coins that you're already in. Because a lot of these coins are right now, they're good prices. Ethereum at 3,800, great price, in my opinion. ADA at 133, I would buy ADA all the way up to $5. That's just my opinion. SHIB, great price. Matic, this is a good buy-in price. I said I would buy it once it goes below 250, but I'm hoping it'll drop more. Crow is a decent price, but I'd rather wait, because I think Crow will hit $1 this year for sure, but I'd rather it go down to 50 cents. Algorand, this is a decent price. I would buy Algo, because this Algo is going to be used a lot, with not just in the metaverse, but also as a blockchain for payments and whatnot. Phantom, a lot of brothers made money on Phantom. King Nick was talking about Phantom. He made a lot of money. Shout out to him. Mana, I would wait for it. VeChain, VeChain is one that I used to love. VeChain has fallen off a lot, but I was getting VeChain last year around 7 to 8 cents. So it's basically back to those levels. Great buy, but I think VeChain will have a better run in 2025. I think VeChain is highly underrated. You guys already know. Because VeChain, out of most of the top 100 projects, has already real-world usage by various different companies that have a lot of clout in the fright industry and in the industry that it deals with. What's the word? Dealing with the supply chain industry. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, guys. I will stay posted. I want you guys to know that I'm working on a lot of PowerPoint presentations. I have 3 different PowerPoint presentations that I'm currently working on at the same time. It's crazy, I know. But it's important for me to get out this information. And so I'm working on them as fast as I can. because I think that once we hit that point where things are going to swing on the upside, things are going to move very, very, very fast. And so my main important thing is for anybody listening right now is the most important part is don't get when things start to move on the upside. I think things may go down first, as I've been mentioning to you guys for a while now. But if things start to go up and things start to move very fast, don't forget to take profits. Don't forget to take profits. Don't get greedy and make a profit strategy, okay? We've already done videos on how to do that on this Patreon. Just go back and click on the cryptocurrency icon and just go back and watch my videos that I made in October on how to, create your own profit strategy. Also protect your profits. Okay, guys, get a ledger, get a Trezor, or get a Descent wallet. It's very, very important. It's very important. You should be protecting your assets. It's very important. Anyway, guys, this is your boy Jones, and I'm out. Peace.